Well, I'm John Bachman. This is your Newsmax Now update. Al Sharpton in Missouri today speaking at the funeral for 18-year-old Michael Brown, who was killed after a confrontation with a police officer. The MSNBC personality and civil rights activist also said that something is wrong when money is given to provide equipment for the military and there's enough money for public schools.
He wants to be remembered as the one that made America deal with how we gonna police in the United States.
Sharpton speaking about Brown. They're addressing thousands at the funeral today. A grand jury is still deciding if the officer who shot Brown will face criminal charges. Of course, the Justice Department is also investigating. Today at the White House, they're facing more pressure for a clear strategy to combat ISIS in the Middle East. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Martin Dempsey, and Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel say that might include U.S. action in Syria. Today, Hagel and President Obama had a sit-down. The White House has been hesitant about using military force in Syria. Now critics say military intervention there may be the only way to deliver a knockout punch to ISIS. But today, White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest danced around the question of extending military force during today's press briefing.
You have to make gains against ISIL in Syria in order to defeat ISIL. What you shouldn't necessarily do is jump to the conclusion that that means robust American military action is required in Syria to further or accomplish that goal.
Well, just a few days after ISIS overran another important military installation, Syria's government is warning the United States to stay out and says if the U.S. extends air campaigns across the Iraqi border, it would constitute, quote, an act of aggression. Still, members of Congress are pressing the administration. Not long ago, Senator Lindsey Graham tweeted that, quote, the stronger they grow over there, the more danger we are over here. He also tweeted that President Obama is becoming derelict in his duties as commander-in-chief for not having a clear strategy. Attorneys for Rick Perry want a judge to dismiss the charges against the Republican governor. A Texas prosecutor, of course, is accusing Perry of abusing his gubernatorial veto powers. Perry's attorneys say the charges are too vague. Perry cut off more than $7 million in funds to a unit which prosecutes public corruption in Texas. This after the unit's leader was arrested for drunk driving and then refused to step down. And in California, Napa Valley may need up to $4 billion to recover from this weekend's earthquake. The 6.0 magnitude tremor destroyed wineries as well as businesses that rely on tourism. Many homes were also destroyed. This was the strongest earthquake to hit Northern California in more than 2 decades. Also, this afternoon, first responders were still checking for gas leaks, and utility officials say all the power outages should be resolved very soon. This has been your Newsmax Now update. I'm John Bachman. We'll have more in 30 minutes. Now back to the Steve Malzberg Show.